Thanks everyone for coming. Myself Manish, I represent Treel, which is a JK Tyre product, a technology arm of JK Tyre. And with me, I have Mr. Shabir Ali, who is a manager R&D. So basically, we are going to talk about the journey of JK Tyres from tires to take. So where still after working 5 to 6 years with JK Tyres, tire is a still around black thing for me. So I am not that proficient with the tire, so I'll need help of my friend Mr. Shabir. And how the journey of JK Tyre in the EV segment, what are the specific changes or the developments has been done from the JK Tyre that we will take forward. Along with that, we would like to showcase one of our unique product, which is into the tire management and tire monitoring sensors. So, yeah.
So every success needs foundation, and we believe that tires are the foundation for the vehicles. It's the only component which is touching the ground. Not only that, the major uh, yeah forces acceleration and as well as braking. So the tire needs to effectively and efficiently convert these forces into the motion. So the importance of the tire in an EV is much more compared to an IC engine, and so that's why we are getting into this point. In JK tires, along with the other segments, we are making two three-wheelers in all the specific requirements: motorcycle, scooter, e-rickshaw, electric scooters, and we have products specifically for each application. This is to showcase the change in the EV. So if tires are getting used in EV, whether we'll be able to use the existing tires or not. So the answer is yes, we can fit the existing tires, but EVs are coming with a unique challenges on its own. I'll try to, yeah. So here, what we are trying to say is that EV vehicle requirements and how it is affecting the tire performance. So in an EV, there are some specific range improvement is required, and and the rolling resistance is a kind of direct parameter which is affecting the range. Uh, Coming to the NVH point of view, because of lack of engine noise as well as exhaust noise, the tire noise is becoming as a prominent noise, creating factor. So there are improvements which is taking place in tire, reducing the tire noise. It was much more severe in a four-wheeler, but because of this EV fast adoption, tire noise in two-wheeler is also kind of getting increased, importance. The third point is higher peak torques. This is one other parameters which is related to this one is the increase in the weight of the vehicle compared to an IC engine, similar performing IC engine. So higher peak torque will affect the wear of the tire. So there's a high chance of spot wear, something which is uneven wear, which is possible in an EV tire if you are putting the same IC engine tire in an EV. So these are the parameters which we are working on, and I'll discuss about the each specific parameter right now. Coming to the rolling resistance, this is something which is a hot topic right now because efficiency of an EV is directly, yeah. So efficiency of the EV is directly related to the rolling resistance of the tire. So if you are increasing the battery range with respect to the by increasing the battery capacity, that is kind of expensive way of doing it. But if we are reducing the rolling resistance, that will with a similar battery capacity, you will be able to extend the range. It can be done in different ways. The first parameter which we normally look into is that compound composition, which will have approximately 70% of the which have a which can if we are looking into the rolling resistance reduction, 70% can be handled by the compound composition. Then there are other parameters like tread pattern, how the tread pattern is laid, as well as the carcass construction, which will have affect the rolling resistance. What I'm trying to say is that if we have a better tire, uh, we have a better efficiency in an EV. The next parameters is wear. Uh, like all the EVs are having similar performing EVs are having a higher peak torque as well as higher weight. This impacts the tire life and wear pattern. So to avoid this negative impact to or like to compensate the impact, the patterns are getting improvised. So we are using advanced simulations to predict the spot wear and uneven wear patterns uh, to counteract to compensate this phenomena in specifically in EV. As I discussed, noise in two-wheeler was not a main concern till now, but because of engine noise and exhaust noise is taken out of the picture, so the tire noise is coming as a prominent noise making factor. So to counteract again to compensate to this effect, we are working with we have our own semi-anechoic chamber where we'll be able to measure the noise created from the tire as well as the vehicle, and we are working on to reduce the from the development side itself, we are working on to reduce the noise which is made by the tire. uh, the last point which we discussed is regarding the tech involvement. So, uh, like, EVs are more tech friendly compared to an IC engine, and tires is which is the rubber thing, which is lack some technical kind of advancement. So we are working along with the Treel. Manish is working on this Treel parameter where it will the tire also will be becoming a smart tire. Yeah.
Thanks, Shabir. So basically, point that we wanted to make is till now, tire is considered as just a background thing which is going to just get in wear after the usage. But tire as the only touching part to the ground and having the more of the you can say responsibility to drive the vehicle. In that concern, the safety of the tire as well as the safety of the passenger vehicle is more important from the tire point of view, and the more care you take of the tire, because that's the one lacking point when we look at the tire, because this tire is touching is going to wear. That's the concept, and that's the concept we carry. But monitoring the different parameters, monitoring the different pressure levels, temperature levels, and having the proper inflations is definitely going to increase the tire life, as well as it is going to increase the energy efficiency of the products. So how exactly pressure impacts onto the tire? So what we wanted to represent is, let it be a car, let it be a two-wheeler, let it be a truck or any kind of vehicle. Whenever you have this inflation which is not in the proper range, it is going to impact on the multiple things. So when we say it is going to impact on multiple things, the first and foremost point which comes in the picture is the energy loss. So in case of IC engines, there will be a fuel economy which will be going down. As per the survey, most of the 75% vehicles in the commercial vehicles are running with the underinflation. And for the passenger vehicles, let it be a four-wheeler or two-wheeler, we only check air pressure when we go to the petrol pumps once in a 3 or 4 months, because with the tubeless tires visibly it is very very difficult to check or see the tire that is properly inflated or not. You have to have a gauge. So we come up with this solution which will be taking care of the measuring of the pressure and temperature of the tire, and it will be working on monitoring this data and considering that transferring this data to the customers. So exactly when we do not have a proper inflation pressure, so in the correct inflation, you get a proper contact patch of the tire, and in under inflation, you lose that particular rolling resistance increases, and automatically it impacts onto the your fuel economy or the battery life. As per the theoretical survey, which is says that if your tire is not properly inflated, in under inflation cases, your battery life can go up to 7%. In case of IC engines, yes, we do not have that much issue even if your fuel economy goes by 1 or 2%, because every 100 to 200 meter you have a petrol pump. With EV, the major problem that we are facing currently is the infrastructure. So with that infrastructure, we're going to charge your vehicle once you go back to your home or if you get a charging station. In that, 7% of battery loss is a huge concern. Specifically in case of two-wheeler, where you are getting a range between 100-120 kilometer, which is the rated range. In that, if you're going to lose that 7 to 8 kilometers range due to just inflation, that becomes a critical point to concern. In case of overinflation also, because in our part of the world, we always say the bada hai to behtar hai. So that's not the case. We always keep the recommended is 32, we always keep 35 because we think like that. If we keep higher, it will last a longer time. But that's not the case. Your overinflated tire also impacts on your fuel economy. So that results into the close to 4% impact onto the battery life. So these are just theoretical data. We are working with ARAI to do the complete analysis where we are going to run the different types of two-wheelers, four-wheelers from the EV segment with the different inflation with the same road cycle or the same driving cycle so that we will get the exact practical data from the vehicle and which can be used to give more and more informations to our end customer, let it be from two-wheeler, four-wheeler or the EV segment. In IC engine, similarly, I said it goes up to 2 to 3% of fuel economy loss. Other impact, so we are basically into the this pressure temperature monitoring sensors since last 4 years, and in field we have close to 80,000 two-wheelers which are running with our solution. And the first and foremost that feedback that comes to us from the customer is that whenever there is an issue in the tire pressure, there's the three major points that they are facing. First is it creates a ride comfort issue. Because nowadays that rally thing or the long drive scene has come very, very prominent into the youngster. Not only youngster, but nowadays we need to say 50, and even 50 less is youngster. So that scenario becomes more critical when you have longer rides and you need that ride comfort. Second part comes the stability and control. Now I'll come to the more younger generation where you have like gifting a bike to your son, anything less than KTM is a crime now. So that's the scenario. So with the KTM, these guys are now prone to wheelies. I don't know the words also. So that thing requires more and more stability and your ground control. So that also very important when you have a proper inflation pressure. Again, the braking efficiency. When the properly inflated tire gives you a braking efficiency of, let's say, for example, 5 meters, your underinflated tire will stop at 4 meter, and your overinflated tire will go shoot up to 7 meters. So that's the difference it gives in the braking efficiency. That's why pressure becomes a very critical part to be monitored. And temperature, because it's a rubber thing, with the temperature it changes its properties. So impact onto the rubber due to the temperature is very, very prominent. We don't see that impact in the two-wheeler, but yes, in car as well as in commercial vehicle, this is very, very severe. So what we do as a Treel? So we manufacture these sensors which we required for the tire pressure and temperature monitoring, as well as for the commercial vehicles, we provide a complete tire management, tire analytics platform. So we do have these sensors manufacturing design development in India itself. So these are truly make in India sensors that we manufacture, and we are currently working with more than close to 12 OEMs for the evaluation as well as the implementation of this technology into the vehicles. As most of the foreign countries into the PCR range, for US it is compulsory from 2007. For Europe, it is compulsory from 2012. China adopted in 2019. We hope, I think Kaushik can give more insight on this, that we are going to go with 2030 or 2024, somewhere close to that. But yes, this is a very impacting parameter that yet to be given a priority into the list where we concern about the safety. We manufacture these sensors where it can be fitted onto the entire range of two-wheelers. So when we talk about two-wheelers, it comes to the different wall types. So there are some different wall types. So to give an example, we manufacture sensor which can be fitted onto the moped, which can be fitted onto your bikes, which can be fitted onto your cruiser bikes kind of thing. Also, there are some exports that we are doing for these heavy bikes like Harley as well as BMW. So we have sensors for that also. So we are very proud that we are manufacturing these sensors. So a couple of our clients in Europe are using this as an accessories business there for the Harleys and BMWs. So those sensors are getting manufactured in India and we are exporting it to the European region. So we are creating a tough time for our good neighbors. In coming future, definitely we are going to make a big dent for them from the Indian manufacturing part of it. So this integration, when we are coming to the OEM part, we are providing this complete solution where this data can be integrated with the Telltale for the console as well as the new, with EV, you have a completely digital console. So data can be directly diverted and transferred to the digital console. So we are working with 3 OEs where this sensor has been evaluated and implemented, and which will be SOP in like next 1 quarter. So why we say that, why exactly go with the JK Treel? So we call ourselves as a global. So we are at par with the any quality based requirement of the global requirement, but we are a local company. So we have our own design development manufacturing facility in Pune in India. And also being a local, being a startup, we don't get that liberty of giving you 10 or 12 sprints development time. Being a startup, we have to be always on our tone. So any customization or rapid customization required by the customer can be converted into just more than 3 to 4 weeks. Then after sales support, we definitely have a good reach of JK Tyre. So with those 1200 plus service centers, which are very well versed with the TPMS sensor, TPMS service, manufacturing, installations, all that part. So we have a complete presence of 1200 service centers across India, which gives a benefit for end user as well as for the OEs when it comes to the any sensor related or any tire related issues. And definitely cost benefit will be there as the local manufacturing as well as the volumes that we are getting properly. So we are very much sure that definitely we are going to be minimum 10 to 15% cheaper than any of the global competition. And not last not but the least, that as I said, this is the major impact which will be working on to the fuel saving, energy saving as well as tire saving. So this will definitely help us in reducing carbon footprint all across. So as we are trying to move towards a more and more environmental friendly with the EV vehicles, saving the energy, saving the tires is also a common point where we want to contribute with our sensors, with our technology. So this I would like to take your leave and thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Yeah.